The detention facility of Zeta-9 was considered the most secure structure in the galactic consortium. Built by the Vectar, a species whose entire evolutionary history revolved around creating impenetrable defenses, the facility had held the worst criminals from 1,400 species for over 3 centuries. The security systems were adaptive, learning from every escape attempt, every test, every thought pattern of its inmates. In 307 years, there had been exactly 0 successful escapes. Until the human arrived. Commander Thexcal stood in the central monitoring station, all 4 of his eyes fixed on the empty cell displayed across the holographic interface. The containment unit that had held specimen 7743H, also known as Marcus Webb Human, was completely intact. No breaches, no malfunctions, no signs of forced exit. The human was simply gone. "Run the diagnostic again," Thexcal ordered, his mandibles clicking with frustration. Senior Technician Molveth, a crystalline whose silicon-based mind could process information at speeds that would liquefy organic brains, interfaced directly with the facility's core systems. After precisely 0.003 seconds, she looked up with what could only be described as confusion, an emotion crystallines rarely expressed. "Commander, the system cannot identify an escape pattern. Every analysis protocol returns the same result. Error. No pattern found. That's impossible. Everything has a pattern. The Vectar designed this facility on that very principle." "Yes, Commander, which is why this is unprecedented." Thexcal pulled up the human's file. Marcus Webb had been incarcerated for smuggling restricted technology across 3 sectors. A minor offense, really, but one that carried a mandatory 30-cycle sentence. He was scheduled for release in 28 cycles anyway. Why would he even attempt escape? "Show me the surveillance recordings." The hologram shifted, displaying the last 48 hours of Webb's incarceration in accelerated playback. The human followed his routine with mechanical precision: exercises in the morning cycle, consumption of nutritional paste at designated intervals, 17 minutes of pacing, sleep periods that matched circadian requirements for his species. Then, at hour marker 47:23, Marcus Webb simply sat on his sleeping platform and stared at the ceiling for 14 consecutive minutes. At 47:37, he stood up and walked to the energy barrier that sealed his cell. At 47:38, he was gone. Replay that section. Standard speed. They watched again. Marcus approached the barrier, which shimmered with enough energy to disintegrate anyone foolish enough to touch it. The human stood there for exactly 4 seconds, his expression unreadable. Then between one frame and the next, the cell was empty. Check the barrier logs. Molveth's crystalline form flickered with processing light. Barrier never deactivated. No power fluctuations. No temporal anomalies detected. He didn't go through it, under it, or around it. According to every sensor we have, he's still in the cell. But he's clearly not in the cell. Thexcal's voice rose to a pitch that indicated severe stress among his kind. "I am aware of the contradiction, Commander." A junior officer, a Felidae named Risish, spoke up hesitantly. "Commander, security drones located the human in Sector 12B near the shipyard docks." "What? How did he get past 18 security checkpoints?" "He didn't, sir." "According to checkpoint logs, no one passed through, but our drones have visual confirmation. He's just standing there." Thexcal activated his personal communicator. "Dispatch all security units to Sector 12B. Set weapons to stun. I want him alive." By the time Thexcal arrived at the shipyard, Marcus Webb was surrounded by 47 security personnel from 12 different species, all with weapons trained on him. The human stood calmly next to a maintenance airlock, hands visible, making no threatening moves. "Specimen 7743H, Thexcal announced, approaching cautiously. "You are in violation of containment protocols. Explain how you escaped your cell." Marcus smiled. A human expression Thexcal had learned indicated either friendliness or danger, sometimes both. "I didn't escape, Commander." "I just left, Brown. That's the same thing." "Is it?" The human tilted his head. "Your facility is designed to recognize and counter patterns, right? Every species in the galaxy operates on patterns. Quantum patterns, behavioral patterns, neurological patterns. Your security learns these patterns and prevents them." "Correct. Which makes your escape impossible. Only if I used a pattern." Marcus's smile widened. "Humans have this thing we do, Commander. We call it intuition. It's not logical. It's not based on probability calculations or learned behavior. Sometimes we just act without thinking. We do random things that don't make sense even to us. Malveth's crystalline form pulsed rapidly. That's biologically inefficient. Evolution would have eliminated such traits. You'd think so, Marcus agreed. But here's the thing about humans, we survived because we're unpredictable. Even to ourselves. Your security system is perfect at stopping anything it can recognize, but it can't stop what doesn't follow any rules. Thexcal felt a chill run through his exoskeleton. You're saying you escaped by not having a plan? Basically. I didn't think about it. Didn't calculate probabilities. Didn't follow any logical sequence. I just moved. My body did things my brain didn't decide to do. Random neural firings. Quantum uncertainties in my consciousness. Whatever you want to call it, Marcus shrugged. Your system can predict strategy, but it can't predict chaos. This is a security nightmare, Thexcal whispered. Yeah, probably. But look, I'm not actually trying to escape. I just needed to prove a point. Marcus gestured around. Your consortium is building its entire defense network on the principle that everything can be predicted and controlled. But there are species out there beyond your borders that won't follow your models. I wanted to show you that before you learned it the hard way. Thexcal stared at the human for a long moment. You committed a crime and subjected yourself to imprisonment just to demonstrate a theoretical vulnerability. Humanity's applying for consortium membership next cycle. Figured you should know what you're getting into. Marcus grinned. Besides, I really was smuggling that tech. Seemed only fair to serve my time. Well, most of it anyway. As security escorted Marcus Webb back to his cell, and Thexcal ordered an immediate comprehensive review of all consortium security protocols, the commander realized something troubling. The galaxy had spent millennia creating perfect order from chaos. Perhaps they'd forgotten that chaos was where humanity lived best.